So today we're going to take a look at the police patrol car by FunWhole. It's part of their Cyberpunk Neon City theme. It's a smaller set but still packed with personality, and yes, it does light up. So let's get into it. So real quick, just a big thank you to FunWhole for sending me the set for review, and just so you know, all thoughts and opinions are my own. So real quick, let me just summarize the set for you. It's set number F9043 and it's part of FunWhole's Cyberpunk Neon City theme. The set clocks in at just under 400 pieces and it is targeted at builders of 16 years and up. It's a pretty small build, but it doesn't miss out on the details. Next, I just wanted to talk about my building experience for this set, and I would say it was short and sweet. I managed to finish the build in just under an hour, and that was start to finish. The instructions I found were very clear and easy to follow, which meant assembling the car and installing the lights was just a breeze. FunWhole don't have any stickers in this set, which is great. Instead, it's only pad printed tiles, which is a thumbs up for me. I hate applying stickers. I was curious how they were going to install the lights into this car because it is a very small build. It's one of the smallest FunWhole builds I've actually reviewed, so I was curious how they were going to do it, and once again they have made use of their custom lighting bricks, but they've done it to perfection, so there's only 1 or 2 wires that are actually visible in this entire build despite its size. The battery pack's just hidden in the back of the car, but we're going to touch on that a little later on because I do have a bit of a gripe with the batteries. Lastly, I did just want to mention that I had a few spare transparent pad printed parts in my set. I'm not sure if this is the same for all of the sets. However, in this set, it meant that I was able to replace some of the caution signs if I wanted to, which I thought was quite nice. Now let's talk about the minifigure. We have a cyberpunk police officer, and honestly, the printing on this guy is top notch. The front torso has the word police emblazoned across it, surrounded by some armor plating and tiny intricate details like vest pockets. I thought the printing for this character was very good. On the back, we've also got more of that armor plating along with some straps to tie it all together. He's rocking some very futuristic glasses, probably scanning the city for criminals as we speak. However, I do have a couple nitpicks and I just want to touch on that very quickly. The bleach blonde hair, I think, is a little too yellow for my taste. It could have just been desaturated a touch. And while the torso is very impressive, the only thing I wish is that they add some leg printing for extra flair and maybe an accessory to go with this minifigure, perhaps a walkie-talkie or some sort of high-tech tracking device. That would have just added a bit more personality and story to the set, in my opinion. That said, for such a small set, I'm happy we got a minifigure at all, and personally think it's a great addition to the city scene. Now we're going to go and explore the build a little closer, so let's take a look. So I want to start at the front of the vehicle where we've got these cool bumper designs using some blue and red droid arms to hold them together. The headlights might be tiny, but they do pack a punch when it comes to brightness, and I love how they're tucked behind the bumper and you can just see them peeking through. As we go onto the hood of the vehicle, there's a sleek printed tile with some nice blue detailing. It's got a bit of a muscle car vibe thanks to the hood scope, which I think is very cyberpunk meets classic. So now we're going to move to the side of the car, and both sides are identical, so let's just focus on what stands out, and it is those neon police logos that light up. They're custom pieces that can allow light to travel into them, which gives them this amazing glow, and I think they add such a dynamic and futuristic touch. Next, the wheels are chunky with extra tiles on the rear ones for that added muscle car effect, which I think is great. Moving up, we're going to go to the roof of the car, and we've got this slick glass windscreen with some super fine hexagonal printing, and what's impressive is that the design seamlessly flows over the folds of the piece. I think it's an amazing attention to detail. The roof does lift off, though not all the way because of the police light cabling, which is a bit frustrating. Inside you'll see a steering wheel, a gear stick and a few button-like pieces, although I do wish they were pad printed with some graphics, maybe a speedometer or a sat-nav tracking down a criminal. They have thought ahead when it comes to seating the minifigure inside the vehicle. There are these 2 studs which connect to the minifigure's feet, which allows them to stay in place. Because we do know that FunWhole's figures don't have stud holes in their, well, let's call seating area, which means they've got a little bit of a workaround here, which I do like. Now moving to the back of the vehicle, they have the license plate which references the set number, although I'm not sure why it starts with an S instead of an F. Seems a bit odd to me. Accessing the battery pack is very easy. We just have to lift up the trunk, and here you can really appreciate the intricate wiring that went into this build. Now finally, the rear bumper mirrors the front design, and it has some sleek red lighting and dual exhaust to tie it all together. Lastly, and in addition to the car, you do get 2 futuristic traffic signs. They're small, but the transparent blue tiles with printed designs I think are a nice touch. Plus the extra tiles that I mentioned earlier would let me customize the look. Future Ethan here, and if you were paying close attention to the last part of this video, you may notice that the police car's lights stopped displaying properly. There is no electrical faults with this set, it was just that the batteries had started running out, and it was unfortunate that I only noticed this at the very end, so I do just want to apologise for that. So let's get back to the review. So with all that covered, let's quickly touch on the price, because this set retails at around £30, which, if you're eagle-eyed and you look at other premium brands that do similar builds to this, you may think is slightly too much. I think it's actually fairly priced because you do get a lighting kit integrated into this set, so I guess it balances it out in my opinion. Now, if you do think the price is still slightly too much, FunWhole often have sales on, so be sure to keep an eye out on their website. Or if you do want to support the channel, I do have an affiliate link which is down below in the description section, and if you choose to use it, you should get a guaranteed discount at checkout. It helps the channel a ton, so thank you. Just before I share my final thoughts for this set, I do want to touch on the cons. First, let's just address the battery situation, because it's probably my main gripe with this set. The batteries unfortunately are less common, harder to find, and come with a bigger price tag than usual, which was a little bit frustrating. I did notice that you could hook up one of FunWhole's wires with the USB end if you wanted to, but that would mean you'd plug it into maybe a battery pack or an external power source. I wouldn't recommend it because it means it kind of takes away the playability for this build, because it's not going to be able to move very far. Now second, and we're going to stay with the lighting theme, I kind of wish that the police lights weren't connected via wires. Maybe FunWhole could have explored using the contact plates that we've seen in previous sets. I think it would mean that we could take the roof off all the way without having to worry about maybe wearing the wires down over time. And lastly, I think they could have improved the minifigure, desaturating the hair slightly, adding some leg prints, and also giving him an accessory. It would have just made the biggest difference to this set. So overall, I did really enjoy building this set, and I think it is a great addition to FunWhole's Neon City theme. Yes, there are a few quirks, and they could improve on it a little bit, which I'm hoping they do, because I'd like to see more sets to this size and scale. But overall, I think this is packed with details. For the size and the price, I think it's a great set to have for any builder or collector, if I'm totally honest. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts on this set in the comment section down below. And if you're new around here, maybe consider subscribing. As always, I'll see you in the next one.